won't lie, I haven't heard that much clapping since maybe an Avenger movie. Chase Lehocky here with the Blue Futon reviewing Five Nights at Freddy's. And seriously, like I said in the beginning, when I saw this movie, I never played the video game, and I could tell a lot of people in this crowd were hardcore Five Nights at Freddy video gamers or enjoyed the shit out of the game, and they really enjoyed this movie. But what is this about? Pretty simple premise. You have Josh Hutcherson with his sister, and they have to go and, be a security guard. Well, he does. She just got to spend the night. However, these animatronics want her for themselves. Are they going to have her? Who is the sinister person behind the plot? So, do you like this film? I thought it was a well-crafted PG-13 horror movie. Of course, I'm not a person that gets scared with movies. There was a decent amount of imagery, which I enjoyed. I enjoyed the practical effects. I enjoyed the final conclusion of the movie. But I was craving for a little bit more and maybe a little bit more morbidness. But like I said, this is rated teen for the video games, so PG-13 really is the only thing that makes sense. But when I compare to other PG-13 horror movies that have come out in the past couple of years, The Invitation, Boogeyman, Insidious Red Door, and others, I do have to say this one is a tier above most of them. So when we talk about the positives, like I said, the atmosphere works. What I hate about some horror movies and being in the dark is you cannot see what is happening. Here, there's enough lights to see everything occurring on screen. You see the animatronics. You see what is going to occur to some of these people. You see background. You see foreground. And I truly enjoy that. We're not like squinting like, what's that in the corner? What's that in the corner? You don't get that in this film. I applaud the director for doing that. Also, I think when the kills do happen, especially the middle section, if you want to put it that way, is pretty solid and does a fantastic job of putting that suspense and tension to the audience members as well as everyone else. I do think, and finally, the practical effects. It's kind of like Willy's Wonderland, the Nicolas Cage one, but that's more rated R. This one, it felt real, and having the animatronics on set, and it seemed like they were on set 100% of the time, them moving, them having just the robotic feel to it, and having the tension of their facial expressions of like the eyebrows going up and down, the squintiness, the winking of the animatronics really is pretty cool and really gives me a thumbs up for that portion of the movie. I could say though this movie is very formulaic, very generic, and you've seen it a million times before. There were people when the big reveal happened, like, I knew it. People in the audience like, yeah, I knew it was going to be that person. It's not that hard due to the fact there weren't a lot of actors in this film and there was no one else to be that person. So maybe I've seen too many films and there's a lot of basic people out there, probably a lot of iPhone users out there that probably just see this movie and they're like, oh my God, I saw the twist. I saw the twist. No, it's a twist that you see from a mile away. And I kind of said, it was me and another dude next to me. I was like, it's not a fucking shock. And he just started busting out laughing because he knew for a fact me and him were in the same boat. And there's another girl that maybe sneezed 50 times in this movie. And I was like, damn, girl, you need some Claritin for sure. But yeah, like I said, I think the acting's fine. I think the overall story is fine. The atmosphere's fine. There's nothing horrific about this film. I think it had enough laughs, actually. Enough, I want to say jump scares, but a decent amount of jump scares. Good backstory with Josh Hutcherson's character and who these kids actually are. I am intrigued if they make a second one because how it ends, I am fascinated how it goes. The best way I could say this is like a mini Saw PG-13 horror film when it happens at the very end. And it is pretty, I want to call it brutal because it's PG-13, but it was like, oh yeah, I could see where it could go kind of crazy. And like I said in the beginning, morbidness. I know it's kind of fucked up for me to say this, but you know what happens to the animatronics or who these animatronics are? I kind of want to see one form. I know you're thinking, Chase, that's fucked up. How dare you want a kid to turn into an animatronic? Here's the thing. I want to know how it happens. Okay. I want to know how these spirits are morphed into the animatronics, as well as other things, which I'm not going to spoil. But if you've probably seen the game, you know, or played the game, you know exactly what it is. But I just want to see it occur. Maybe if they make a second one, and at this rate with the box office and how packed this theater was, I could see them making a second one in a heartbeat. If they're going to make a Megan 2, they are going to make a Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And like I said, something at the end happens. I want to see the transformation. I'm a sucker for transformation when it comes to werewolf movies. I'm a sucker for transformation in general. If they do it right, I think the second one can be morbid, messed up, and more fun. So overall, Five Nights at Freddy's, it is not a horrible film. If you see all these YouTubers saying this is dog shit, how dare you? It's not as bad as what they say. If you play the game, I think you're going to like it. The atmosphere is good. It feels like it captures the game. It's not too dark for you not to be like, oh, what's going on? Some good laughs. I had a good time. This probably would be better with a full pack house and just had a fun time with the audience overall. But of course, there are some tropes, PG-13 horror tropes, and my morbidness and fucked upness is a downfall. So Five Nights at Freddy's will receive a 3 out of 5 with Futon. So it goes at 60%. So see the critics' news scores gave this one. So the critics say 28% with 71 of them. No critic consensus. I'm guessing the audience score, once you see it, is going to be in the 80s. Easy is going to be in the 80s. But, I mean, why do people hate it? Someone gave it a D, a 4 out of 10, a 0 out of 4. Caught between PG and R, as well as Lost on the Crossroads. Oh, 0 out of 4? Okay, come on, people. Don't have to be a dick. I mean, have I ever given a 0 out of 4? I think I've given like 2. I'll at least give movies a 1.5, a 1, or a 0.5, just because someone tried. There's very few zeros I could actually give, and this is not a 0 movie whatsoever. Anyway, 60, 28, and I'm going to guess 83. Chase Liaki here with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Well, no thanks, Bhutontopia. You Bhutons, have a great day. Now, I don't care if you watch this today, tomorrow, week from now, month from now, year from now. I love every single freaking one of you. And this was one of the movies where I said, I don't know if I should give it a 70 or a 60, but this is a high 65. You know, could go to the 70 but yeah, it's not bad. It's not dog shit. Come on, people. It really is.